with Season 6, Week 9 of the Swain Batty League. Should be a good week here in the Swain Batty League. A lot of very contentious teams going up against each other. I am just Dan, and I'm here joined with 30.
Hi.
Hello, 30.
Hello. Yeah, I agree. This is a really big week for pretty much every team in the league, even the WCF versus Guerrilla Radio matchup. I feel like there's a lot of line on that, a lot on the line for that match. It might not be, playoff dreams, but it's mostly pride.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of pride saving in that match. We're going to see if WCF is able to salvage at least one win. If they're going to, it seems like this is going to be the best shot that they have at it. And I know Wang would not let Swift live it down if Swift's team, Guerrilla Radio, ended up losing to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be quite the storyline. But for this game that we got going on right now, it is Thomas the Dank Engine versus Team Saltshaker. Saltshaker's already got the first seed locked up, so this game can be pretty stress-free for them. However, for Thomas the Dank Engine, they are fighting for their lives. They're currently in a three-way tie for second with Sharkbait and Forces of Nature. So this is probably a must-win for them to try to get that second seed going into the playoffs.
Very true. Yeah, with this three-way tie for second, it's, as we said, there's going to be a lot riding on these games, and every team is pretty much going to be fighting tooth and nail except for Team Saltshaker, like you said. Should be a good week of games. We're just waiting for one more person here, and then we can get this champ select started. Who's it look like we're waiting on? Who can we shame this game for not being here on time?
Michirugi, it looks like, if they're assuming they're going with roster, which I 100% confident they are, and he is online, so he will be joining very shortly. But another thing to take note here, Thomas Dank Engine, I think the last 2 weeks has been running Lock Him Down or Mr. Coffee in the lineup, but today they are subbing in Zaku once again, who's also seen playtime this season so far. So he will be the support for Salvo.
I think that's kind of strange. We see all this flip-flopping. I feel like if they just stuck with their guns, they may find a little more solidarity in it. But they're going with Zaku. One thing to note is last week as well, they went with was it Thor? No, it wasn't Thor. Was it Scotchanaut in the top lane? Because the only reason I want to bring this up is because On the Wind was he was missing from that team. So now that they have their devout top laner back, we'll see if they can be contentious with Team Saltshaker.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. How did they do that lineup last week? It was Lockham in the bottom lane actually. No, the top lane. He was playing Darius.
Hey, who was in the top lane, Darius? I remember it was a Darius, but I don't remember.
It was Lock Him Down.
It was Lock Him Down. Okay. I always
all right,
forget subs and stuff.
Yeah, we're all ready here in the casters booth, and it looks like they're ready. Saltshaker, they haven't lost a game this season, and they can get a little bit behind in the early game. But right when it gets to that mid-game point, and especially in the late game, they seem very focused. They have great teamwork and communication. They're all on the same page, and they pulled out every game so far. It's going to be pretty hard for Dank Engine here, I think, today to try to pick up a win. And knowing Master Splinter and his team, they are not going to give them a free win. Yeah. They are going to try everything in their power to win this one.
I was going to say, this is perfect. Definitely not PNGs that I picked up from Dropbox. Well, this is awkward. They weren't PNGs that I picked up from the Dropbox, so there is no translucence in these overlays, which is wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll continue talking.
Yeah, you continue talking.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to fix this.
Just white boxes. Oh, yeah. Are you sure it's not layered incorrectly?
No, it's not. It's not layered incorrectly. I'm gonna work some Paint.net magic while you talk about the picks and
Okay.
bans.
Okay, yeah. So we're almost done with the ban phase here. It looks like Thomas Dankage and they are going with Evelyn, Skarner, and Malphite bans. Very expected on the Skarner ban for Master Splinter. Skarner being one of those juggernauts, so powerful and contested right now. And the Malphite ban is targeted at Scotchnaut. He has shown tremendous success on Malphite this season so far. To answer that, Cellchecker, they banned Zyra, Fiora, and Alistar. All, once again, like always in the SBL, target bans. Zyra going at Thrifty Senpai. Fiora really going at On the Win. Fiora is also one of those very contested champs in 5.118.
Yeah, if there's anything I do know about Fiora is that you either want to pick her or you want to ban her, and I mean, I'm not surprised to see a ban, especially with On the Wind, with his last game, with his team playing Fiora so proficiently, especially into the late game. I'm not surprised to see that ban there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and first pick overall, no surprise there, will be Salvo picking up Jinx. Not a very common first pick, just in general in the world, especially in solo queue, but Salvo, is very proficient on Jinx. Really hasn't shown any weakness, I don't think, on that champion pretty much in any match, even this season, even last season too, when he was playing AD carry. Very good pickup there, offers a lot of late game support as well. To answer that, Soulshaker will pick up Leona and Lulu. Million Babies also a great Leona player of the league. Lulu, however, I assume that'd be going over to... I feel like Mitsurugi has played Lulu so far this season in the mid lane, but I'm not sure actually. It might be going over to Scotch. Lulu offers tons of flexibility in team compositions. You can use it in sort of like protect the cog or protect the hyper carry compositions, but you can also use it on like sort of dive heavy topper jungle like Olaf.
I was talking about that Lulu there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where they bring that Lulu. Obviously, not going jungle, but I honestly think it's going to be in that mid lane. I mean, if you get a full AP Lulu going, she her dazzles that shoot out of picks do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I already edited it into a PNG, but the overlay just isn't meshing well. So.
Yeah, Tree says he put the PNG in our channel if we middle click the channel name.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Yeah, so oh man, Nocturne, look away for 1 second.
I know.
Here comes the darkness.
One thing I want to bring up is they give the horse to Splinter again.
Oof. Dangerous territory, but I mean, you already dropped Evelyn and Skarner bans on him, which in some people's minds those are must bans for Splinter. So I mean, really, how deep can you really go against banning Splinter? You're gonna give him some kind of comfortable jungle champion. Hecarim, he's not a top tier jungler right now, but I mean,
he's not, but he plays it so well. In my opinion, I would rather ban Hecarim than Evelyn.
Yeah. Yes, I'm quite aware of your feelings towards Evelyn as a jungler in the current state of the game.
Yeah, Evelyn, I don't think that's worth a ban. I mean, some people are very afraid of Evelyn, but you buy pink wards, you upgrade your trinket into a pink ward, then bada boom, easy. You're never ganked by Evelyn again.
Easy, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so Scotchnaut actually going with the Shen top, which is, like he always says, he's always forced to play one of two top laners, that's Malphite or Shen. And they're always boring, he says it, but Shen, pretty powerful. He was pretty powerful like 2 patches ago. He was pretty much like, picked in a lot of professional games, but he's sort of fallen off because he doesn't do well against the Juggernauts in the top lane.
Exactly.
But they pick him blind, and On the Wind answers with a signature Aurelia pick. How does that top lane matchup go?
I mean, just pretty much how every Aurelia game goes, you farm until level 6, and then you just have this big power spike, because by that time, hopefully, you have Sheen and a Phage. And then at that point, if Shen decides that he wants to try to fight you, you fight him back, and you deal all that true damage with your W passive, and yeah. Before 6, I mean, Shen doesn't really want to fight before 6 either, so Scotch Nut is going to probably be trying to play pretty passive, which honestly isn't something you want to do with Shen. You want to always have your lane pushed up so you can ult your side lanes whenever possible. I see an early tower going to On the Wind. That's a definite.
Yeah, I see that as well, and a lot of this I think is going to just come down to jungle pressure. Develop Milk picking up Nocturne. I mean, Nocturne just got those buffs recently. He seems to be sort of rising up in popularity. Are people ganking early with him? Are they only ganking, post 6? He's just gonna power farm. I mean, if Milk shows up top lane, I think the Aurelia and Nocturne combo onto a Shen can be pretty devastating.
Yeah, that is very true. One thing I wanna bring up about Team Saltshaker's team is all this pick potential that they have. They got a perfect team comp. This is what they do best, and they got it once again. I'm very surprised that TDE didn't end up trying to stop all of what is about to happen to them in Champ Select.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a very well balanced team comp for Saltshaker. Like you said, they have the pick potential with Leona and Hecarim and Shen, but they also just have sort of like late game security. You have tower pushing out of Tristana, and you have all of those shields. You have Shen and Lulu to protect your Tristana, and we all know Kainos, and he's a fantastic AD carry player. So I expect him to be sort of a monster in the late game, getting that necessary peel from Scotch and Michirugi. On the other hand, though, TDE, I like their team comp too, and it's also tons of pick potential too with Morg and Nocturne and Ahri. It's just a little more focused. It's like very single target. I'm just gonna blow you up right away. And they have Morg with the black shield too. So I mean, these team comps are almost identical. It's gonna be a matter of which team comp can do it better.
Yeah, Morg's. I can already see Zaku's spell shields coming in so incredibly importantly in the mid, early, and late game. I mean, it's who would you put his spell shield on come team fight time?
Honestly, I think Aurelia would probably be your best bet, assuming. Well, I see the only true diver that Saltshaker has is Hecarim per se. I mean, Leona can go into, but only to a certain extent. But Master Splinter will definitely be trying to get that onslaught onto the backline and just try to displace Salvo from the fight. If that happens, then yeah, obviously Black Shield Salvo. But I think if you can save it, you'd want to actually put it on Nocturne or Aurelia because they're going to be diving themselves, and they don't want to be caught up by Lulu CC or Leona or Shen Taunt. So they can just really get back there and take out Kainos. And tons of damage for TDE though. That's the thing. Like there's so many damage threats on TDE, while Saltshaker, they're not bringing that much damage. And we've seen so far in the SBLs this season, when you don't bring enough damage threats, it can kind of bite you in the end.
Come 35 minutes though, Shen tends to fall off, and he becomes less effective if you're an average player on Shen, you can do well until 30 minutes, and then you start falling off, and we'll see if that kind of not necessarily a 4v5 scenario can work in TDE's favor, but we'll just see how well they transition into the late game.
Yeah,
because Aurelia is only going to get stronger as the game goes on, and same with Jinx.
Yeah. Oh man, the late game damage coming out for TDE is really scary, just on paper. But when you bring all those damage threats, you don't have a traditional front line. Your team fights don't work as easily as like Saltshaker's composition, for example, where it's very clear cut. Here's the front line, here's the back line. Let's manage the team fight. Yeah. With TDE, they gotta find something. I expect Thrifty. We've seen him on Ahri this season. He's gonna be doing some spirit rushes. He's gonna try to get to that back line and just pick off Kainos. And basically, I think TDE just needs to run through a minefield of CC and peelers to try to get to Kainos.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to watch. I can already kind of foresee TDE needing to disengage, and then all they have is the Morgana spell shield. and them just backpedaling and backpedaling until they're all dead.
Yeah.
We'll see if they're able to counterplay that effectively.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess because we also haven't seen Nocturne in a while, just the amount of pressure he brings to the map, it's sort
It's
of a
going to be really
semi-global.
important. Yeah. You say semi-global, but his first rank ult, honestly, is not that far. It's like half of a Lux laser. Really kind of ineffective. You really have to position yourself well. Heyo, this overlay works. How do you like
Cool.
them apples?
I like that.
You like those apples? Okay, good. Because I
mean, apple is really not my like go-to fruit.
You don't have a go-to fruit. You like veggies.
I don't.
Like
See, I'm more of a vegetable
That's
guy.
weird.
Yeah, I'm one of those weird vegetable kids.
I can't support that.
Yeah, like, parents like, hey, eat your broccoli, and I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, bring it on. I love it.
Bring on the broccoli.
Bring on the broccoli. Right, and here we go, folks. We are on the riff for Game 1, Week 9 of the SBL.
Ping's already
TDE
going
versus
on.
Salt Shaker.
Yeah. Team Salt Shaker already pinging out 2 different places on the map. One by Baron. Looks like they're gonna go towards that Baron buff. Rushing it as fast as they can.
I like this. Both teams coming out strong, coming out aggressive, and they are grouped up. Are we gonna see them meet in the river? Straight up here, Zaku's leading the charge for TDE though, and all 5 members
And they all
backpedaling
back out.
into their jungle.
That was so anticlimactic. You got me
It
all
was.
hyped for nothing.
I know, dude. I wanted that binding to go out. I wanted that Zenith Blade to go in. I wanted just a slaughter in the river, but no, we're gonna get real passive. And we're gonna protect our jungles, and
Everyone spread out, line defense. We're gonna
Yeah.
get Boron here. Oh, actually, looks like they're going for a second stage of their
Ooh.
invade here.
a little reach around here.
They bring in the reach around Susie, a long coin term from the olden days,
Yeah.
passed down by our forefathers, and it looks like they might know. The blue ping came out into the old top bend.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
I guess that's just intuition then. I mean, they had
Yeah.
those two wards in the banana bush and onto blue buff.
yeah. Reli's gonna see him coming.
Yep.
There's nothing she can do to this except
Yeah.
run away.
And I mean, she'll get out with her life, but we'll lose control of that jungle. Thrifty actually goes in, lays down a little sneaky board into his blue buff area, and they TD will counter this with their own blue
Yeah.
steal. So both teams just trading buffs here. Yeah, kind of wasn't
Million-
actually with babies. They're going for that Gromp.
I think they're doing the old lane switcheroo here.
Yeah, they are doing a lane switcheroo here, and you actually have On the Wind and Thrifty in the mid lane. What does On the Wind got to do now? I think he has to go take a camp.
He's got to take a camp. And
He's
got to
get going here.
Which I don't really agree with taking a camp with Flask. That doesn't really make any sense because all you're going to be able to afford to bring back into lane is more sustain.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, a lot of top laners just it's not what they want. They're just a shit ton of sustain.
Well, I mean, normally I would try to get like a long sword or a Doran's blade, and then build more sustain off of that because you're gonna have a ton of sustain, including all the extra damage you're gonna be bringing.
Okay.
God,
Ooh,
God,
Zaku with
having
a.
bad time. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he's having a really
the farm
bad
isn't
time.
worth it. Scotch, back up.
Yeah, it's. Oh, that's gonna hurt. I mean, Shen, yeah, he does have that built-in sustain into Vorpal Blade, and he has a Doran shield, but man, Scotch Knight, he can't get hit by another one of those bindings. The CC chain out of those two. Yeah, there you go.
This
Get
is
some
too
more
much.
gold for Zaku.
If Salvo had
Yeah.
been in position there, that would have been even more CC to lay down. Kind taking a couple tower hits up top.
Yeah, wait, is this the first lane swap we've seen?
This is the first lane swap we've seen in
Yeah,
the Batty League
yeah.
this season.
Oh, dude, we LCS now, boys.
Oh man, we made it.
Yeah, we've made it. That's when we know you made it. Yeah, and it seems pretty standard stuff. Both top laners just, playing like bitches under their tower.
Yeah. Welcome to top lane.
Yeah, welcome to top lane where the world is never nice to you. No glory for the top laner.
Yeah. Essentially, top lane is a sad, destitute lane to play in.
on the win, trying to put on his dancing shoes here, trying to pick up as much as he can. Master Splinter plays a visit to the mid lane. Nothing to come out of there. Oh, Million Baby's taking quite a bit of damage from On the Wind.
Yeah, if On the Wind was able to get that stun under the tower, that might have been a kill. I want to go out on a limb here, but that could have taken just enough tower shots to take a trip back to Lumbridge.
Take. Yes. Alright. Awesome. So when in this lane swap situation, obviously, you know, top laners, they already sort of thrive on a lower, gold income. But now that when a lane swap, they have the lowest gold income probably out of every role besides support. Who's gonna do better than that, Aurelia or Shen?
Shen doesn't really need that much gold to get effective. I mean, he gets his taunt, he should be good. But Aurelia needs that gold. I mean, she needs to get Trinity Force. She needs to get Blade of the Rune King, two very expensive items.
Yeah, and On the Wind trying to go in onto Kainos, and right when the tower is about to go down, Melk pays a visit, but they're gonna get chunked out, and I don't know if they can stay and defend this tower. Kainos and bombs are too much. Thrifty trying to taunt at Mitsurugi under the tower. The ignite goes down. Both ignites are down for both mid laners. Alright, exhausted for Mitsurugi actually, but both will stay alive barely.
I'm actually, yeah. That was.
Oh! Nice
and he's out of mana. He can't do anything.
Oh man, no follow up.
Thrifty, stop teasing us. I can't handle it.
Yeah, no, it was a good play, but maybe didn't do the calculations on the mana bar there.
Oh, it doesn't matter. The max range. Oh
max
boy.
Range oh man! After Mitsurugi did hashtag plays. Thrifty coming back, and Splinter actually gonna pick up the return kill on Thrifty. Camera was looking down Bob, but I assume that was just sort of
it was just the old swoop in as Hecarim, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Looks like Hecarim is actually gonna come and gank Aurelia top here.
Yeah. On the Wind is in some need of some backup here.
Yeah, he's juking and dodging through his jungle, but he just gonna
he actually gets out.
Top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Hecarim didn't charge that On the Wind if the camera wanted to do it justice. I believe he was rather low, but I'm not for certain.
Yeah, is the camera really just staying bot for you?
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Thanks direct to camera.
Yeah, I don't think the direct to camera knows about lane spots.
It doesn't. They're like, they're doing a bunch of damage to one person down here. Maybe he's about to die. I don't know. Hopefully we take this tower.
Yeah, they will answer with a tower for themselves. So just a tower each though. First blood going to TDE though, so they have a little bit of a gold advantage. Just about 500 or so.
It looks like both top laners actually able to get this up roughly the same amount of gold. Same amount of farm, all that fun stuff. Shen came out with, I believe, like 25, and Aurelia came out with 26. So no clear advantage in the top lane.
Yep, On the Wind working towards that Triforce that he desperately wants here, and the first Dragon take coming for Salt Shaker. Oh, Thrifty, he goes over the wall, tries to go for the charm on Baby, it's not gonna land.
I think they were trying to get that Nocturnal, but I mean, like I said, that first rank Nocturnal is so short. It's kind of a cock block, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Let's see if Aurelia is able to get this top lane, or if Shen has his teleport up. Yep, here comes the TP.
So really, that was just a heads-up play for Soul Shaker, because ideally, like the red side team shouldn't get that first dragon. It really should be the blue side, because they took down that bot tower. But they instantly, they took down that the top tower. They rotated dragon, and On the Wind, he just went back top. Didn't even use TP there.
Yeah, that was a very heads-up play out of Team Salt Shaker. I mean, I wouldn't really expect anything less out of Splinter. He knows what's what when it comes to the jungle.
Yes, he does, and he has that early kill that he always wants, and he will cash in on a Cinderhulk and a Pink Ward. So playing the role of a jungler. Develop Milk though, he's going for that warrior, also on Stalker's Blade too. So both junglers here, I think, want to gank, and they want to try to help their lanes with some ganking pressure.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think Devour works very well on Nocturne. A lot of people you see, they play the jungle Nocturne with a Devour. I don't agree with that. With Nocturne, you want to go in, you just want to spin and just do a ton of damage on that first spin. You're really squishy, and you don't want to try to be in there doing sustained damage. It's more of an assassination attempt if you're ever ganking.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, both teams sort of default back to standard lanes here. 2v2 down bot. Salvo picking up a little CS lead over Kainozen.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, and he basically just nets him oops as the advantage there. And
I don't know. I think 18 CS isn't that sizable in the bot lane? I feel like that's pretty sizable if we look at the
well, it's not sizable right now because the only advantage he has is not combat stats, or just boosts.
Okay.
But Scotch not trying to land that taunt on Thrifty just a little outside the range. Man, a lot of pressure going on to Thrifty. Yeah, they're really bringing it to him.
He has been on point with these last-second charms. I don't know if you saw when Master Splinter was sitting in that pink warded bush on the outside of red. But just as he was coming in to knock him back, he landed that charm, and then he just did it again on the Shen taunt.
Yeah, and Solchecker, they're just being aggressive in the face. They're trying to take over the red side here from TDE. Trying to steal away this red buff from Milk, which he really wants on Nocturne. The bush is warded though, so Zaku and Milk, they know what's up here. The binding goes down onto the red buff, and Milk will come in and smite it away.
Smite it, yeah.
Yeah, Jinx Rocket flying.
Gonna hit Aurelia. Oh, look out!
Oh,
look out, Aurelia. Heads up play.
Yeah. That's alright. I mean, the pressure's exerted though. Baby's walking through the tower. Yeah, they're really going hard. They're trying to go onto Salvo here, and they're zoning them away from the tower. While Kainozen tries to lay down the deeps. Yeah, oh, nice. Good one out of Scotchanaut forces the flash out of Salvo, but the black shield was on him.
Yeah, so a bit of communication would have probably saved Salvo's flash there, but I mean, in the life or death situation, you're going to just look out for yourself, honestly.
Right. It's so hard to, like, put that much trust in your teammates, too.
That is very true. I know I wouldn't trust you to do that for me.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's a good idea. I don't even play that good of some work. So, yeah, and all 5 members of the TD, they just rotate over to mid lane here, so it's methodical tower taking. Something you really see a lot with Tristana here. And Thrifty goes in, trying to get the damage down onto those low health members, and it's not going to be enough. Lulu goes down onto Millie and Babies, but Thrifty with the return kill on Splinter. Melt going in, gets the last auto onto the Babies. He has the flash out. Kaino's picking up the kill. 1 for 1, or 1 for 2 so far. Oh,
come on, guys. Finish it up.
With the Lulu shields, and he's running. Zap misses wide here. Zaku's going to land the binding though, and he will secure that kill for his team. While this is going on the win pushes top lane, not able to get the tower, but gets some pressure down. So, advantage going over to TDE. They actually come out ahead on that one, 1 for 3.
Another, I just want to point out, what started off that fight swinging in TDE's favor was another amazing charm out of Ahri. I don't know if you saw it.
Thrifty's really pushing the limits of Ahri right now.
He is. He's playing Ahri to its max. Turned it up to 11.
Yeah. Ward spots out on the win. Yeah.
Stops the back. That's kind of rude, but we'll go with it.
Million Babies, a rude dude. Take a little bit of sunlight.
They're playing like they have someplace to be. They're applying so much pressure. They just seems like they want to get this game over with early. With all those late game threats out of Aurelia and Jinx, looks like they're trying to push it to the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. They're in the driver's seat, and they're pushing sort of the map their way. They're not able to take down that mid though, so really good mid defense for TDE. Thrifty at the helm of that, and he's starting to get a CS lead over the opposing mid laner, about 20 or so.
It's actually a 2K gold lead in favor of TDE, despite all of the momentum seemingly being in Team Saltshaker's favor.
Yeah, I think that's actually really big for their team comp going into the mid game here. Like, all of the people that you want to sort of be in a good spot are. I mean, Jinx,
Mm-hmm.
she has all 3 components by, so they're just waiting on that recipe cost upgrade, and then, you know, Thrifty, obviously, he's 2-1 so far. Got the core Morello Nomicon and Sorcerer's Shoes. And they're gonna sort of push back mid lane for themselves, and they're actually gonna take a tower lead 3-1. Or 3-2 in towers,
And
actually.
Dragon's up. This is really good timing by them. They're gonna need to probably deward a lot of this. Because
Yeah, there's
Team
just that
Salt Shaker,
pesky
yeah.
pixel bush reward that sort of gives everything away right now, and top laners are doing the wet noodle fight up top, though. They both have teleport. It's gonna be who has the more map awareness, the heads up play for the teleport down bot. Both teams just dancing,
Looks
looking
like
for
they're
some
going
CC to
in.
land. Splinter's
Here
going
comes
in
the
for
Shen'el.
engage. Shoulder flare comes in huge, massive Splitter lands the onslaught onto the 3 numbers of the backline, and Milk tries to go in, tries to lay down damage on Kainosen, but he is healed 4, and he will pick up the kill.
Oh my.
Splitter will lose his life, though, while he was trying to zone for his team, so just a 1-for-1, both junglers going down. Oh, Zap!
Oh, that's it.
He's not able to dodge. Xena's blade goes back in on Thrifty, but he's not dead either.
The charm!
Stop.
The legendary
Kainosen's
charm!
jump.
Oh my. The legendary charm coming out of Thrifty. Saving 2 lives there.
Yeah, that was a double kill for Kainosen. That probably was a triple kill for Kainosen. That was huge.
That was very big. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of TDE.
Yeah, another small skirmish that goes their way. So maybe they're just sort of fighting better today on the Rift.
Which is really surprising because everything about Team Salt Shaker's comp is we're gonna beat you in a fight. You saw it there. Hecarim starts his charge. Lulu shields him, speeds him up, and then Shen gets the ult down, and the 3-man solar flare. They should have came out on top, but it just seems like Devout Milk was able to get back there and cause enough disruption on their AD carry with his ult.
Yeah, that's true. It seemed like everything was going right for you. They had the perfect engage that they're looking for, and yeah, I think it's just all the damage that TDE is bringing to the table right now. And Salvo and Thrifty, they got out so low in that fight. So I mean, Saltshaker's doing, I think, what they're supposed to be doing. It's just not enough. Just a little bit more damage, a little bit more something they need here.
Yep. Looks like they are gearing up to take Dragon again.
Yeah. Salvo's not there. He's in the bot lane trying to push out the wave.
He'll get that pushing by the time that gets there, I think, though.
Yep. Scotch are not going into the top lane. On the Wind's actually down here. I don't know if they know that. They might be assuming On the Wind's just going to be walking back to top lane.
I don't know, but that could be what they need to give them an advantage in this team fight.
Yep.
Scotchonaut's ult is down, but his teleport is up, so he could get to the fight, but not create any sort of shield on the carries that he needs.
Yeah, I think that's pretty big right now, actually. On the Wind, yeah, he's still
showing
sticking
himself,
with the
so
team.
they know.
And this is actually good for Soulshaker. They can just waste more time here and get the split push going.
Here comes
Teleport
the TP out of Shen.
comes out, though. A million babies. They're trying to do everything he can, but the Dragon is secured by TDE, though. Salvo and Zaku trying to peel back. And Matt Splitter actually onslaughts back into his own team to try to peel for his carry. Kainosen actually goes down. Gotcha now will be going down as well. And Salvo Rocket comes in. Double kill for him.
4 for 1.
Yeah,
4 for 1 and
wipe.
Dragon.
Yeah, TDE really showing up big. Oh man, that charm nearly hit too.
One thing I do want to point out is, although the directed camera really didn't want to show it, On the Wind did an amazing job kind of zoning Lulu out of that first initial poke, and that's a lot of what they need is that straight AP Lulu poke. Although she only has a chalice, but it would have made a big difference in that fight.
Yeah, you're right, because Mitsurugi was on the other side of the blue wall, not next to Kainosen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why Kainosen, he got blown up. Melk doing his job, and he went down again, but it doesn't really matter. If you're zoning out the AD carry and then also taking his life, you've done your job. Good day to you, Nocturne.
Exactly.
Like, he's got the Warrior, he's got Brutalizer, and Average Blade, so he's going into that Ghost Blade. So like you said, he's going for that straight Assassin Darkness build.
I mean, you drop the Darkness, they all get spooked. They try to back up, but he's already on top of them, and before they know it, with the Yumu's, their AD carry is going to be no more unless that Lulu's able to get the ult. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if West right now. If Master Splinter is saying, Mitch, just stay next to the carry. You're an AP mid. Don't worry, I still believe in you, but he needs you to be a support right now.
Yeah, I mean, Lulu really is a support. No one should ever expect Lulu in team comps to be a damage threat.
It's
You're
just
there
sometimes,
for the utility.
yeah, sometimes she's going to be doing. Oh my God! On the wind is just going to kill Scotch.
Yeah.
Scotch,
oh,
what are you doing?
Scott, was that just not respecting on the wind right now? He was 1-0-1. He had the Triforce and red buff, man. That's brutal.
Yeah.
That Aurelia hurts so much with those things on her. And yeah, he had the long lane to walk of shame, and dies right in front of his tower.
Let's see if TDE is able to get any sort of.
Oh yeah, baby behind the wall, hit the Venus Blade. Really good black shield coming out of Zaku. Solar Flare only gonna hit Zaku though, and Luo tries to get the knockup going. The Melt goes in onto the backline, which Ruby said, but Kaino's still alive. He's still able to do damage, but Salvo, he's doing a little bit more. He's 5-0-4, double kill for him. Once again, another one team fight. Oh, well, actually, just 2
It was 2 for 2.
It seems like the pressure is definitely in TDE because they're at the tower here, and I don't think Splinter and Kainos can do anything here.
Yeah. Salvo flashing that disrespect.
Yeah, Sheno comes in and they're going.
It doesn't matter. Salvo's gonna kill Splinter.
Oh no!
Maybe not.
Got
Didn't
had
have the
that
reach.
W going. So good heads up Shenol. Able to pick up the kill on Thrifty. So technically at the end of the day, it's a 2 for 3 in Soul Shaker's favor, but man, the pressure is still going for TDE.
Yeah, I really feel like this is an uphill battle for Team Salt Shaker here.
It's 6K gold lead. I haven't even mentioned that so far. It's 20 minutes in, folks, and it's a 6K gold lead for Thomas the Tank Engine. They have some scary threats that you don't want to be 2-0-1 like Aurelia. And Jinx 5-0-4. Salvo's sitting on 1,400 gold right now. He will surely go back, get a Phantom Dancer at the very least. On the wind goes back onto Kainos, and Kainos has to flash.
And heal. Flash and heal onto Kainos.
Oh,
that's
man,
big.
yeah. That's... He is scared away, man. On the wind and Milk have Kainos' number this game.
The Jinx Rocket is up, but there's no mana. I was about to say, Salvo, pull the trigger, man. I really wanted to see that happen.
Yeah. Man, on the wind, he wasn't aggroing the tower there for a lot of that, and Canadian goes a little too deep. Dies right in front of his tower once again, and TD, they're just sort of masterfully using their CC at the right times on the right targets here. And they're able to pick up a lot of free kills. There was no return there.
There's only... The people you don't want to die, the people you want to be fed are Aurelia and Jinx, and Aurelia is 2-0-2, and Jinx is 5-0-4. Things are really looking
on the win. Yeah, 60 CS now for him, for the lead over Scotchnaut. I mean, it's kind of expected. I mean, obviously Aurelia's building damage and sort of can clear waves a lot easier, but that's a big lead to have. Yeah. Scotchnaut did complete that Sunfire though. Same for Master Splinter here. They're really trying their best to be that tanky front line that Kainosen needs. But now Kainosen, he is without summoners for the next dragon fight, which is in 47 seconds.
Yeah, looks like
that's pretty big.
If anything, the teams are probably gonna want to start setting up vision right now. Zaku, yeah, going in with the upgraded sweeper. Does Aurelia have teleport? She does, so we're gonna be able to see her for this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Scotch's ult is up.
Scotch cannot go to top lane and answer that split push whatsoever. He will just get destroyed by On the Wind. And Zaku, he has the Zonia's Hourglass for him, so that's really big actually on support Morgana when you're able to get the Hourglass that early. And still have the Sightstone and the boost ability and Bind Pin Cords and upgraded sweeper. Like Zaku's really been cashing in on that Spell Thieves.
Yeah, oh yeah. He also has 5 more assists than their lead than A Million Babies does. So putting down, it seems like a lot more work in the support role. Looks like 50 Senpai gonna get out that amazing charm.
Yeah, Mr. E's definitely gonna go down here. Caught out once again. Splinter's not able to get over the wall there. Salvo is dominating. Scotchnaut's on the back line, but he doesn't really offer any threat. He tries to ult back onto one of his team members in the back line, but Salvo blasts over the wall. Triple kill for him.
And that is 5 for 0. quad
Yeah.
onto the Chinks, who is now 9-0-4, and a dragon. That's a 10k lead at 23 minutes.
Yep.
Salvo being pretty BM right now. I think I heard pre-game that West has a meeting. I think that's what they were trying to end so early, put up all that much pressure. But
Yeah, I think that was, yeah, a time constraint. But yeah, now this game seems really out of hand. It's 11k goal lead for TDE, and they, yeah, when you bring this many damage threats, the upside is if you get ahead, man, you just strangle the enemy team out of map pressure. They really can't do anything at this point. Here's a question though that a lovely viewer brought up. Does the Sunfire and Cinderhulk passive, the immolate, does that stack?
It does not. At least I don't think it does. Let's look here.
I mean, just by the keyword immolate.
Unique passive immolate. Yeah, no, they do not stack. I mean, obviously it's going to do the larger of the two, which is the Sunfire cape. Deals 37 magic damage to enemy champions, and 22 damage out of the Cinderhulk, and 37 out of Sunfire cape, assuming that scales with level. Either way, Sunfire cape going to be doing a bit more damage, so maybe that's why I picked it up. But it's very marginal. It's 15 extra damage a second.
Yeah.
So if anything, you're doing 65 extra damage a second if you're in the middle of everyone else on the other team.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a questionable item by. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's fine enough for, you know, in the context that he was in at the time. But there's tons of magic damage actually. Well, not tons of magic damage, but there's a good deal. Wait, Drifty got chunked out.
Yeah, it looks like they're really trying hard for this throw buff when they don't really need it. Just group and push.
Yeah.
They should really back out, heal, and push. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a world of pain with all that engage that the other team has. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to give up mid.
Yeah, that's true. That was a weird Baron call. Very awkward. They had all the vision set up. But yeah, they're really. See, the thing is, they don't have a front line. So taking Baron is kind of risky at this point. Zenith's Blade lands on the salvo though, under his tower. Solar Flare, they combo everything on the salvo, and they will pick him up. Shut down the Master Splinter, and then go back in 5-on-1 here on the win, getting gangbanged under his own tower. Not able to go down though. They will pick up the tower. One more hit, Kainos, and just hit the tower. Hit the tower, yes he does. Self goes down too, so actually 2 quick kills picked up for Salt Shaker, and they are on the offensive.
I am so disappointed in TDE. I mean, you're in the driver's seat. Salvo getting way too hypey. He didn't need to be there. He's playing like someone else we know that likes to play AD carry from the front line.
Oh, an exhaust on the Scotchanaut followed up by another sick charm for Thrifty will take him down. So sort of a return kill on Scotchanaut, but Developmental Keys getting up right now. Let's see what TDE will do with all of their gold lead. Will they work their way back to Baron, or will they go bot lane? It looks like they will. They're going to try to pick up this tier 2 in bottom. Yeah, you're right. I don't think they really need to go for Baron right now. Like they have a, well actually that's all the tier 2s now. So they worked their way around their map. But now I think the next objective should probably be that bot in him. Now, if they take down the bot in him, then that opens up for a very easy Baron. But right now, I think it's a little too risky.
Yeah. If anything, Team Salt Shaker really needs to play the slow game at this point. They just got a foot back in the door. They almost TDE almost just closed it and locked it, but Savo opened the door up a little bit and they shoved right in.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know how wide the door is open with 11k gold lead. So
yeah,
it's just like at the sliver of the door is open.
I don't know if Salvo makes another mistake like that. If they get caught out, I can see TD coming back, because we saw last week they were able to snowball a victory against Guerrilla Radio. And if they can do it against them, why not TDE?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and in the very like hyper late game scenario. Remember, we're only 28 minutes in. This game seems so accelerated for 28 minutes, but once we get to like the 45-50 minute mark, just kidding, Charm goes down onto Millie Baby.
Teleport
Shendal
out of
comes in
Shen.
and he will survive. Zaku has to pop the Zonias and he will survive as well. Tom goes down onto the Zaku with the front line, but Kaido he has the field though. Luluov goes in and he's still alive. He's still doing damage on the win though, but Salvo returns and look at him. He's got that red buff and he's still going in. Zap lands on the Master Splinter here. Charge comes in. Max Splinter goes down, double kill for Salvo. Another kill on the Mitsurugi.
That's a triple for Salvo.
Oh man, it looked like they peeled correctly for Kain. They kept him in that back, dealing the damage, but while all that was happening, Salvo was just in the back free hitting. And 12-1-4 for him.
I really thought...
how big the door? How much of the door is open right now?
It's closing. It's closing itself again. Unless they go for Baron again for some unknown reason. Stay away from Baron Pit. Go to Dragon. Get your, what is this now? Third Dragon? Just get third Dragon.
Yeah.
Go back and heal. Group, push mid. Win the game. It's so simple, this game. League of Legends.
Easy. Yeah, third Dragon's not too bad either. Getting some stat bonuses. They can work to that fifth Dragon win condition if they want, but I think they should close this game out before that happens.
Yeah. Honestly, it shouldn't take, what, it'd be like 12 minutes from now that they'd get fifth Dragon?
Yeah.
They don't need to wait 12 minutes to win this game. They need to let, I guess we can let Salvo get that bot farm, and then just win the game. Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. This is a real true test, and this is something we need to keep in mind for when this team, when Dankage goes into the playoffs. How is their late game shot calling? Because right now, I don't know what the plan is. Well, I kind of think I want to have a plan, like you and me have been talking about. They should just sort of win the game. They should just sort of set up a split push even with on the win because he's really big. Not go fight Baron because they have like no front line.
Yeah, on the win.
The thing is, do they know that? What are they thinking right now? What's their voice comms?
I don't know. I feel like they're getting very hyphy. Like, oh my gosh, we're gonna beat the undefeated Team Salt Shaker. We're the best in the world. We're going to Worlds. But I feel like if they play with that mentality rather than the okay, this is still a game. They can still come back. We can throw this. This is the Baddie League. It's gonna happen. They might end up throwing this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they gotta keep it cool here, and they can't go into fights and sort of just slap their faces on the keyboard. They still have to play these team fights delicately.
Exactly.
They're all very squishy still.
If
Milk
they can
going for the dead man's plate. So.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. We said he was going full assassin, but then he gets the dead man's plate. Guess he's not trying to be that big of an assassin. I mean, I guess he does get the extra movement speed. He hasn't even upgraded boots to level 2 yet, so I guess it helps.
Yeah. It's Nocturne jungle. He doesn't. None of the boots help him a lot. Like you don't really need the mitigation, the tank stats for Tabby or Treads. Berserker Greaves is usually like an option for him, but
I think swiftness. If I'm ever in doubt, I get the Nikes. Go with the swiftness.
Yeah. Oh man, Rifty. He threw out a really good charm there.
That is a good charm.
Orville goes out though, and it fizzles away though. Scottshot lands the charm onto Circus Senpai there. Development, he answers to the Nocturnal into the backline of Kainos, and Salvo's still going. Solar Flare locks him up though. Kainos still alive though. Scottshot doing the best for himself to try to frontline here. Double kill off the rocket. Salvo flashes. He's trying to pick up the last kills here. Kainos, if he's still untouched though, dodges the binding on the win. He's behind enemy lines right now.
On the win. How are you getting out of this one? Kill him.
Kainos has to use the tower damage to his advantage here. Dodges another binding, and he's gonna go down. Shut down for on the win. And 4 members strong for TDE, and this might.
This looks like the game.
Death timers are short.
Yeah, Splinter's up in 5 seconds here. Looks like they're gonna try to get a second tower, but they don't have minions in their favor.
Yeah, and they don't have a beefy front line to tank it up. So yeah, they'll take the inhib as the win, as the prize for the day, and that's fine with them. I mean, they got 14k gold lead now, still extending that gold lead just a little bit for every fight. And man, that was such an intense fight.
That was a very intense fight. Oh man, TDE is playing these fights so perfectly. I mean, um, even though Thrifty Senpai was caught out, still gets the Morgana shield, still able to get out with his life. He lived through that fight, did he not? Or did they trade 1 for 4?
I think 1 for 4 at the end of the day. No,
Okay.
I think Milk had to have died there. I saw him sort of disappear into the back line, but
No, Devout Milk disappeared in the back line and then
oh yeah,
flashed away and lived.
oh yeah, yeah, he did. Wow.
Hey,
I think Milk plays a pretty good Nocturne.
I just want to say Devout Milk is the unsung hero of this game. He is causing so much disruption in that back line. It's kind of going unnoticed, but he's pulling so much aggro, so much CC. He's doing a really good job as Nocturne.
Yeah, no, it's the Lulu ult is baited out almost instantly. Right when Paranoia is popped,
He's like, get it ready.
I'm ulting you. Oh no, Kaiozen gets caught out by On the Wind, still charging forward. Kaiozen has to blow
On the Wind is diving deep here.
Yeah.
And Morgana shield doesn't even matter.
Ooh. Man, so almost 2 deaths there for Salt Shaker. Babies and Kainosen get really low. They have to back Kainosen once again without those very crucial summoners. Salvo is 15-1-5, dude. This guy is a wrecking ball of damage right now. And the Dirty Senpai also doing the same. Mitsurugi playing with life under his own tower there.
On the Wind is so tanky. He has Frozen Heart and Randuin's Omen.
Oh god, no, he's got the chain vest. I assume he's going into Thornmail just to truly mitigate all of Kainosen's damage. And Kainosen, he's half health already to start this fight. They can't do anything. They have to give up the inhib tower there, and
Scotch is splitting right now. Maybe he's waiting for an opportune moment to ult, but TDE just not giving him that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, if they already thought, like, hey, there's really nothing we can do, again, like, we have to give up the inhib tower, then why not just split push? But I think with him there, just sort of that taunt pressure under tower, they might have been able to fight for it.
Yeah. I mean, you get a 3-man taunt off, it's going to definitely throw a wrench into Team Dank Engine's plans.
Oh, man.
It might even derail them. Haha! So it looks like they're trying to bush bait this out for that Baron, but
just
Team
start
Salt Shaker. Yeah, Team Salt Shakers, they're just going to go get that dragon. They're going to get the bot.
That was such a cheesy thing to do for Dank Engine. They have, look at this lead right now. You don't bush bait when you got fucking 14k gold lead.
Yeah, that's silly.
That, I don't know, it seems frivolous at the time, but Salt Shaker, they'll get their second dragon of the game. There you go, that's what they need to do right away. They just took that Baron.
Sometimes the first idea you hear is the best one, and I can guarantee that Salvo was like, hey, let's bait this bush. And everyone's like, alright, I guess.
God damn it, Salvo.
God damn it, Salvo.
Just
win the game, man. Wes has places to be.
Yeah. Oh god, and this is looking now very, very grim for Salt Shaker. Do you think the Salt in the Shaker runs out today? No, I guess it refills instantly, right? Like when they lose.
It does.
Okay, yeah.
It actually overflows. The cup overfloweth with salt.
Yeah.
Actually, you commented about the chain vest coming out for Aurelia. He actually goes Dead Man's Plate. He is going to be doing so much in these team fights. If he gets on top of Kindhosen just needs to kiss his butt goodbye.
You know, I think that's why they call it a dead man's plate, man, because if you get on the opposing carry,
they're dead.
They're just a dead plate. Yeah, and the dead man's plate on Nocturne works really well because you slow them and then probably get off the fear.
Yeah, essentially.
Like 100%.
Oh god, look at all
80% look at those double cannon minions in the back doing so much damage. On the way, he's in the back of the fight right now, untouched, and maybe he gets left without his rise. Salvo is godlike. Surely this will be the game for Thomas and Dank Engine.
That
is down
rocket
as well.
That rocket out of Jinx just took Tristana from half health. How many AD items? He has a Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, and a Last Whisper. I mean, he's massive. Just giving him that big old rocket.
And a very well-deserved win for Thomas the Dank Engine, taking down the undefeated Salt Shaker. That is a very big win for them, going into the end of the season tiebreaker scenarios. Man.
What a snowball! What a snowball
Yeah.
victory! I mean, they started off with that split put or the lane swap, Master Splinter's team trying to get a little cheese going, and it just looks like Team Dank Engine was able to counteract that and put so much pressure on Scotch, just get Jinx's ball rolling, and wound up with a victory. Look at that AD carry gold, 17.3k on Jinx. There's nothing you can do against that.
No, no, and he was unanswered too because all of the peel and pretty much everyone had to be in back to try to keep their
Keep
one
Nocturne.
damage threat. Yeah,
Yeah.
to keep